country of 110 crore population with a average saving rates of the individual savings of around $250 billion last year, which is a huge amount by any standards, invests only out of about 10 billion of that into equity markets, which is a fraction of the savings. Out of the 250 billion savings, only 10 billion goes into equity. And if you look at the percentage of population, till date, only 2.5 crore people have ever invested in equity related instruments. And if you look at people who are enabled for trading in equities, you need a demat account for trading, right? Without which you cannot trade in equities. That population is around 70 to 80 lakhs. That is it. So out of 110 crore population, not even a percentage is enabled for trading in equities. So it's a very, very underpenetrated market. Till 1995-96, physical trading used to happen. So it was all left to a geographical catchment like the Bombay Stock Exchange or Ahmedabad and all, where the broker knew the client and physical share certificates were exchanged. So I had to know a client to be sure that he is not going to give me a bad delivery. And my reach of physical transaction was limited. Plus telephony penetration wasn't there. So remote towns couldn't participate easily into the equity markets, So they by and large used to participate in equity investments in a passive way by investing in IPOs. So when dematerialization happened in 95, 96, 97, 98, and the NSE began with electronic trading instead of a outcry system, things changed dramatically. Suddenly, the risk of bad delivery went away. So if a client bought shares worth 1 lakh rupees, and at the end of a month-long cycle you realize that these signatures are not matching, the client was left with nothing in hand. Whereas now with electronic transaction, shares seamlessly move from one account to another account like a bank check. And hence ability of a broker to service more people increased, and hence ability of more people to participate also increased, because the fear of bad delivery and the risk which went beyond taking a risk on the company you buy was very, very high, which went away. Plus, because of electronic transaction, the cost of transaction has come down so dramatically from 2004 to 2008 in the entire world global equity boom. China was opening 1 million broking accounts a month. India was opening 1 million accounts a year or lesser. That is the kind of paradigm. And to handle such kind of a jump, if and when it comes, it will surely come. There is no option but to be technology enabled, IT enabled, able to scale up operations. One solution is ramp up the dealer setup, but they don't come easily. The costs are higher. I have to commit to the fixed infrastructure, rent and all that. So even when the markets fall, I end up paying rent and other infrastructure costs. Whereas if I go on to the net is a flexible medium. It can handle 200,000 clients and 20,000 clients. And my cost of operations don't change significantly beyond the capex I do in the servers and the bandwidth and all. So that is where technology is actually in the broking industry, which is since 1990s till today. I think in the entire BFSI segment, broking is the industry which is most technologically advanced. New age investors have come in. The new age software guys and the banking guys and all who have got, and also the manufacturing guys who have got ESOPs and made wealth. People who have become nuclear families and their parents are still working, and hence they have at a younger age more disposable income to invest in. That is the population which is on the net. Whereas the traditional investor class, which is still prevalent, which is a long way, the industry is nascent, it's hardly 10 years from existence. 10 years since electronic trading was enabled. It's 20% is a significant jump. And if you look at the market being expanded from a 15,000, 18,000 crore turnover a day to a 1 lakh crore turnover a day, the market has expanded in the last 10 years. And within that, almost 20% share is of internet trading, which is a very significant number if you look at it in a 10-year perspective. And as the same mass becomes more wealthier and their wealth keeps on growing, their share of electronic trading will only be significantly higher, way too higher beyond imagination. That is the opportunity which lies ahead, and that is where the investments are done by all the brokerage outfits. The broking business is technology. It's not that there is a broking industry which is supported by IT systems and all. Okay. There is a part of broking industry which is supported by IT industry, which is, let's say, sales automation, sales and customer servicing and CRM, which to a varying degree brokers will invest in depending on how far they have progressed in, customer relationship and all that. But the core investment, which is absolutely hygiene, which is the broking platform, the settlement engine, because every day if you have to process transactions for lakhs of your clients, you have just no option but to have a robust back office system which is run smoothly, has backups, is a tried and trusted system with enough capacity to handle surge in transactions. It cannot happen that suddenly your transactions jump because the markets are bullish and your processes don't happen, because exchange will have a settlement every day. Exchange itself has so many fallbacks available. They keep on testing out so many, Saturdays, at least 3-4 times a year, they have their disaster recovery site getting tested on a simulator and all that, where they encourage brokers also to test out the systems and all. So they are also ready for surge in demand, upgrading technology. Having a fairly scalable platform, having disaster recovery in place, having a robust back office which functions smoothly day in, day out are mandatory investments, and are hygiene if you are a fairly large and respectable broking outfit, So while Edelweiss Retail started very recently, the Edelweiss broking for institutional clients and for the private client group exists for many years. In fact, Edelweiss as a broker per se is the largest broker in the country. So these things by Edelweiss standards were hygiene. What we had to build, because we are a new startup and there is a legacy of learning that we could see in the market, we had to build a product which will by design attract clients. And the biggest challenge that I said earlier to you was, the challenge is that the market is so shallow that acquiring a client is very, very costly. If the population of clients who are enabled for trading is less than a percentage, your cost of acquiring a client is very high. So the challenge is actually using technology to reduce your cost of acquisition, and the entire focus has to be on doing that. So there are many components of this entire piece where there are good technology partners available. For example, a depository system which is fairly automated has a now 10-year learning. So there are partners who have good solutions and the time to market for you is lesser, plus they have accumulated learnings which come handy to you. So one is on the depository back office side. There is a broking back office system which again has an established track record now. So there are many players in both depository and the back office side. So we had to choose a partner who is willing to work with us, because we were an established broker and B, new in retail. So there is no necessary condition that what works for institutional clients or big ticket clients will be taking care of requirements of a retail client. Because the transaction intensity in retail is higher, the ticket size is lower. So the dynamics are different. So we had to identify partners who are scalable in terms of scale, size of transaction, and be willing to work with us in customization and all. Because some vendors have productized their offerings. So they don't necessarily customize things for you easily, because if it's a product, it's a product for them. But there are some vendors who have equally good products and are willing to customize for you. So it's a challenge and it's a call, because a customized product is costlier than off-the-shelf product, which you cannot customize to a large extent. But it works because there is learnings, and if it works for 5 brokers, it can work for 6 brokers. See, some of those products are built through vendors or purchased from vendors, like the back office systems or the internet website designing and all. But the entire integration work has been done through this Edelweiss IT team. So they play a role of interfacing with vendors, and B, the business specifications go straight from the business people. But the in-house developments are done by the IT team, and they do the coordination work. They work out the technology solutions. They do scalability testing. They do, system scale ups, competitive bidding and all that. So that's a big role. Plus the in-house, as you move ahead, a lot of roles will be completely in-house managed because now it's a product. Though if you look at sum of parts, they are different vendors. But as a system, it has to work. It cannot happen that a client is able to trade but the settlements don't happen.